Welcome back to Fixity Fix.
Fixity, fixity, fixity fix!
Our 99 Ford Ranger has power windows that have been acting up for a while. It started where the driver's side switch would no longer roll up the passenger window. You could roll it down but not up. You'd have to go over to the passenger side to roll it up. And then the driver's window came down just fine at a drive-through, of course, when it was pouring down rain, but the switch would no longer make it roll up. So figured out a way to fix the switch rather than spending the $30 to $100 that these switch units will cost you, depending on where you get them. There are two screws, Phillips screws, that hold this plastic door cover in right here under the handle. So you remove those two screws with a Phillips screwdriver, and then pulling out on the door handle, you just pop out this plastic cover. The connector in the middle is the one that controls the driver and passenger windows. The next step is to remove these little screws here. With a regular flat blade screwdriver or some type of pry device, make sure your ignition's off, the key's out, so you don't pop any fuses. Just gently pry off the back plastic wiring loom here on your switch port. The back looks like that. That's where the switches connect. To go ahead and pop out the whole switch assembly. There's these little metal clips here. You can just push in on them. Probably your fingers will do it. From the back, to push out your switch assembly, you're going to want to put your hand on the other side to catch it. All right, now we can see it better. Here's where the problem is. So we're going to pry out this white part. Just be careful, this plastic can get brittle in an old car. Comes apart. The back is a whole bunch of copper, and this is the part that plugs into the window switch wiring loom here. You can't get it wrong. This will only go in one way because of these staggered contacts. The problem is these contacts inside here get corrosion on them with whatever you spill down into your window mechanism or just over time and use. And when the window switches try to push down here to make a contact to roll up or down, you can hear that clicking. Now that it's clean, it has a problem. And there's little flat surfaces here for up and down on your passenger window and your driver's window. There's 4 total. You can take a piece of 220 sandpaper and then tear it into a strip that's about 1/4 inch wide. Fold it in half, and then you just put it in here into the space between the contacts. Make sure you get it slipped in there all the way, and then move it back and forth to clean the contact. And then you'll notice that you have to push down and then get in the other side of the contact and rub it there. So there will be 8 places. Each contact has 2 contact points that you're going to rub with the sandpaper. Probably 10 back and forth rubs will be plenty for each of those. And then I sprayed them with some CNC contact cleaner and then some CNC contact lubricant to then put back together. Once that's done, you can spray some silicone in here just to get your switch mechanisms running well, and then you start putting it back together. You can push that in here to get it back together. These are sensitive switches, so make sure after you've got it back together, you hit it with some contact cleaner on all the points there. Give it a few minutes to dry. Once the contact cleaner is dry, put your key in the accessory position to test everything out. Usually good to test this out before you put everything back together. You can press in on the contact to make sure down works. Don't go all the way down, just in case it doesn't work. You'll have a way to get your window up a little easier. And then press up to make sure up works. Good. Passenger side, down, that works. Up works. All right, this is fixed. By the way, use something non-conductive to press these contacts. You can short out the relays or the fuses or cause problems with the car if you use something metal. I just use the flow stick from the contact cleaner can, making sure to put it back because I like to lose these things. Why they make these in black, I'll never know. I like the red ones, they're easier to find. Okay, so now we turn off the ignition, pull out the key so the chime doesn't bother us, and let's put this thing back together. Make sure you hear a nice click on both sides to make sure it's all the way in. Not too tight because all this is plastic. Don't want to crack anything. So we're all back together here with the exception of putting the panel back on. Let's make sure the switches as installed work. There could be a glitch between the switches and the contacts. Let's see. Okay, down works, up works, good. Down on passenger works, up on passenger works. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you next time around.